No, you may not. Leave. Get out.
Today we stand.
Get out.
Excuse me.
Get out. Now. Get out. Now. Get out.
No!
Get out. Get out. You want some too? Get out. Get out.
Do you have a
Now.
problem?
Get out.
That's no!
Out. Get out.
That's illegal. Stop!
Boom! Welcome to the find out portion where even the colleges are done with you dumb lefty terrorist sympathizing pricks. You egotistical nimrods who've been allowed to infest our college institutions are finally being thrown out on your stupid heads. Here you've got the college fix. And of all places, by the way, essentially the mountains and forest lands of San Francisco, Denver, Colorado. You just watched Colorado Boulder pro-Hamas protesters barge into classroom, get yanked out by their kafifiyas. No. The whole premise that I even see with right-leaning people. I want this expanded, by the way, because right-leaning people and all of the lefties are like, oh, what, you can't criticize Jews? I don't want anybody doing anything stupid on our college campuses where they hold people hostage, where they deny people their civil liberties, say, you can't come into this square, you guys can't come into this building, we're taking over this building, we're taking over classrooms. I don't care what you're protesting, right? I don't care if it's anti-pro-life. I don't care if you want to demand abortions on demand. I don't care if you're pro-Hamas. I don't care if you're pro-Palestine. I don't care if you're anti-Israel. I don't care what your stupid position is on any number of things, you mentally ill lefty goofballs who do this nonsense. Don't take over buildings. Don't take over classrooms. Don't take over quads. You didn't pay for all of that. It's not yours to do. And there's plenty of parents out there paying for their college kids' access to all of this that is now being denied because of you idiots over here LARPing for whatever special cause you think that you're going to be LARPing for. It's all nonsense, by the way. It's all nonsense. Hey, if you want to protest, if you want to do any of that stuff, there's plenty of room on the campus for you to walk around with your stupid signs and do whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. But you can't take over buildings. You can't do it. Right? You can't barge into classrooms. Right? Nobody's allowed to do that. Nobody's allowed to do that. But the left, see, they've been treated with kid gloves and they've been allowed to terrorize people as long as they're doing the protest flavor of the week. They've been allowed to do this. So when it was the pussy hat people, they were allowed to attack classrooms because they were fighting the patriarchy. Then when it was BLM time, you were allowed to disrupt classrooms as long as you got your BLM gear on, right? A bunch of white people wearing BLM gear disrupting other people's classrooms. And now you could do it for Ukraine, you could do it for gay people, you can do it for Palestine over here. Until you run into a classroom where people have had enough. They're paying a lot of money. If you do this in a stupid liberal arts classroom, you'll probably get away with it. One of these ridiculous, the history of gay pottery, you could probably do that. You went into a business class. Now, these guys need to get this done so they can get out of here, get to work and make some cash money and pay these loans back. So they ain't having any of this nonsense, and they beat these idiots up. A trio of pro-Hamas student activists recently barged into a University of Colorado Boulder classroom and were promptly thrown out on their heads. Thank God they were wearing kafifas as, what are those things called? Helmets, Abe? Here you go. The Daily Camera reports, after entering the Designing for Defense class last week, one of the activists went to the front of the room, prepared to read a statement, whereupon the man who appeared to be the instructor said, nope, shit, nope. Excuse me, everybody. I have a statement. Nope, throwing you out on your goofy ass. Yep, gonna throw you out. He grabbed this lunatic and threw him out. Soon after, a video from Buffs for Palestine. Buffs for Palestine These are all college-aged men. I love how the left, by the way, they're like, oh my God, these universities must protect their students. The universities must protect their students. Most of these idiots are 27 years old. They're grown-ass adults. You keep using the word students to invoke imagery of children. These are grown-ass adults. A bunch of pussies. Anyway, these grown-ass pussy adults look like they weigh about 70 pounds. Again, vegans. Smelly dickhead vegans. Throw them out on their stupid heads and their ridiculous Birkenstocks. Anyway, Bust for Palestine Instagram page shows two men, one of whom appeared to be neither an employee or a student, dragging the activist from the room. Oh no! Oh no! So sad.
Please, it's too much winning.
No.
We can't take it anymore.
Two students were violently assaulted by a CU Boulder professor for interrupting a designing for defense class. Well, listen, isn't that just the best advertisement? The designing for defense class showed a lot of defense, and they're not taking any of this nonsense. Again, you're saying that this was they were violently assaulted. They violently assaulted the people in this classroom. These people are paying so much money to be in there, and now the classroom, these people are being robbed. They're being robbed. And if you don't stop these people from doing this, then they take over entire buildings. They held a janitor hostage in one of these places for a few hours. Man, these people are lunatics. Designing for Defense class, a course that directly collaborates with the U.S. military to develop weapons and surveillance tools with the Israeli regime, carries out U.S.-funded genocide in Gaza. Okay. I don't know. You will always find some sort of, well, these people are evil, so we can crash their classroom and hold them hostage. Until you run into a classroom where these people ain't putting it. They're not putting up with it. And so, like, they're all upset. And she added, the violence that occurred was just a horrific example of the attitudes against protesters. Well, you're not protesting. That's the difference. You're trying to hold people hostage, right? I don't want to be held hostage. I want to get into class, get my assignment, and get the hell out. Because I got things to do. When you take a class over and you start doing your list of thoy demands, you're essentially holding all of these people who paid for this room. They're held hostage now because they can't do anything. And so people being held hostage will eventually start throwing you idiots out on your head. They asked you to leave. You refused to leave. They said, no, you can't. No. You can't do your stupid statement here. And you refused to leave. You're trespassing. And these people, they got violent with you. You're not a protester. You're a terrorist sympathizer. So the campus has long supported our campus's community right to free expression. Yes, when your free expression doesn't hold other people hostage. So long as those activities are carried out legally and in line with the university policy and do not threaten public safety. Well, okay. So all of these idiots who keep disrupting other people's classroom environments need to be removed. If they're even students of this school, they need to be expelled. Do you imagine this? Paying all of this money. And you can't get your money's worth because these idiots want to, over here, they want to LARP. Idiots, if you care so much about Palestine, go to Palestine. They won't, though. They'll stay in this place that supports the genocide. Anyways, thanks so much for watching the video. Support the channel, kept up to date on these lunatics. Hit that subscribe button and make way because the salt must flow.